Hey, this is Russ Edger for Avion Overlander. Today I'd like to show you what I've done to my refrigerator and show how you can do the same thing without too much effort actually. We'll be viewing the refrigerator inside and outside, so the video may jump around a bit, but I'm sure you'll bear with me. This is my actual refrigerator. Is a Dominic. It's nearly 40 years old. I'll open it and show you that it's in extremely good shape. It works beautifully. I have no trouble at all with it. But that is not true. I'm pretty much lying to you on that because I've done a lot of work to it. This summer, or I guess last fall, I put a new board in it so that the old board was the original. I put a new board in it. It made it to work real well. I put a new thermostat in it so it works just like a brand new one. I'll show you the logo on it. It is a Dominic. It is made in Sweden. It is an automatic energy selector. In 1984, right in there, 83 somewhere, Dominic made refrigerators that switch from, in this case, this refrigerator will go from electric, 120. If you unplug that, then it'll go to natural gas. And if you don't have any natural gas, it will actually, if you have it hooked up correctly, it will actually go to 12 volt. We don't use the 12 volt, but we could. I'm going to open the door here and show you what I want to show you. If you look carefully, you'll see inside on the top shelf are 3 computer fans. They are blowing into those aluminum fins that cool the refrigerator, and that blows the air all around the refrigerator. So we don't have any hot spots in the refrigerator. The part I'm going to show you today is how to do this, what materials you need. Now if you look here carefully, you can see that there's an item here. This has got a red glow to it. This is the main part of the system. I want to correct something I made when I was talking in the other clip that's attached to this. It's a propane refrigerator, not natural gas. We have natural gas here at the house, and sometimes they get those messed up. What I'm going to show you is this connector here, and I'm getting as close as I possibly can to it. I'll actually touch it and turn it around. It has an adjustment on it for speed. That's the blue piece of plastic with a slot in it. As you turn it clockwise, it makes the fans go faster. And if you turn it counterclockwise, it makes the fans go slower. I have them up pretty fast on my fans. On this end of the item, the big end there that hangs out just a little bit, and I'll see if I can get close enough so you can see it, there are 6 pins. And those 6 pins are for electric going in to the device. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. If you look around the item, see if I can get this so you can see it better. There we go. Had a shadow there, and that was a bad thing. You see that there are 8, E-I-G-H-T, 8 places that computer fans can attach. There are 4 pins that stick out, and on each of the fans that I'm going to show you, on the cable on the fans, there are 4 holes that fit over those 4 pins. Second item I want to show you is this electrical connector. It's out of it's made for connecting to a motherboard. You see that I have cut off the end of it. That's because both ends, since they were used to connect to a computer motherboard, were the same. This has, there we go, hard to see it, but it has 6 pins, or 6 holes, that connect to the speed controller. If you look carefully, it's got a little place to attach. It only goes on one way. Now what you do, you buy this, you get it from Amazon, you get 2 in a package. They're made by Camco or somebody like that, I can't remember right now, but I'll put it down in links. This item here has the same connection on both ends. What you need to do to be able to use it as an electrical connector to do your fans is to simply cut off one of those, and I cut it off as close as I could, and then you have to see there are 6 cables. There are 3 here, you can see them, and 3 here, as you can see. This one, the white one, is ground or neutral. The orange one is positive. So if I use a cable from my batteries and hook the positive to this and the negative to this, this will be hot. And if I plug it in to this, you can see it pretty good there, pretty well there, it will electrify that item. And then if you plug in fans, it will start spinning those fans like crazy. You can plug into up to 8 fans. I only have 3 obviously on mine, but it works great on the 3 that I use it for. Okay, I'm over to the table I set up in the trailer. These are the items that I used, actual items. I bought these fans, they're Arctics P12s. I bought, I bought 2 boxes of them, 5 in each box. And it's just a simple computer fan. Then I bought this item from Amazon. This is an item that connects computer fans, and it will connect up to 8 computer fans, and then it will, the little red dot here, it will control the speed of the computer fans. Now where my thumb is, and that you should be able to see without too much difficulty, is a 6-pin place that you, and the rest of them are all 4 pins. A 6-pin place where you bring in the electricity from the 12-volt batteries. So this is an item that uses 12 volt. By simply turning this slot with a screwdriver, you can make the fans go faster or slower. Now I have them turned up pretty fast, probably as fast as they'll go, but I'm not sure of that. I think they'll go 1800 RPMs. I have them turned up high because I actually want that air that's in, that cold air that's in the refrigerator to move around the inside of the refrigerator. Also, you will need some, and I use 4-inch zip ties. Just bought them at Lowe's. You can get them at Amazon, and I'll put a link on on the site to get them at Amazon if you want. Then I just use this. Now this is an old 100-foot extension cord. It was a cheap one when I bought it because I needed one right then, and it's only 2 wires rather than a normal 3-wire. That means it does not have a ground. So that works very well when I'm doing 12-volt stuff. So I simply cut it, strip the wires, and then I can use, and it's exactly color coded the way an RV is. It is white and black. Black meaning that it is hot, and white meaning it is the RV ground. To make this happen, you need one of these. It is a connector that is 6-pin on this end. It hooks into this item here, and then you have to cut it is the same on both ends, and you have to cut them, decide which is hot and which is cold in terms of electricity, and then rewire them to your cable. The reason you're doing that is you're going to, and I'll bring it back to the refrigerator. In the back of the refrigerator is a tray, and this tray collects water that drips off, if it does, off the fins, and then that water runs down a drain. You can see the drain going all the way down, absolutely, and that drain is against the back of the refrigerator, and it goes out, makes a turn there, and goes out and drains the water, if there is any water, to the outside of the refrigerator. In my case, and I'll show you later, it drains into an aluminum cup. I have never seen any water in there, but that is its function. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to bring it back up, hand back up, and you can see it. I ran a green cable down that drain. It goes down the whole drain and comes out the other end. Then up here, I have the green cable coming up. And yes, that looks like a kind of a rough electricity job, but it works great. And I put this connector on it so that I can connect the electric to this item. And this item controls the fans. Now I'm going to stop, I'm going to pull this out, and then we'll go from there. Out the fans, it is a very simple deal. My top shelf slides in and out. Actually, all of my shelves slide in and out. So, and yours will probably do the same. So if you take the top shelf out, you can take fans, and you can set them, and I'll do 3 of them here just to give you an idea, or a couple of them. And if you take a zip tie, and actually you're going to use quite a few zip ties on this deal, and you zip tie the fans together at the top. And you can see on this, they're zip tied here and here, so that they become a solid unit at the top. And the zip ties are pulled up pretty hard. And then I simply zip tie them at the bottom, so they're really one structure after I'm done. And then I simply zip tie the fans to the metal. Run is just a little circular here. Each one is a zip tie. If you don't know how to use zip ties, they're very easy. You simply insert it into the square opening, pull it tight, and then you cannot pull it apart. So and you can make it tighter and tighter if you want. Now what I do to make it really nice, I take a needle nose pliers like these. I hold the zip tie with my fingers, and then I push it like that, or I pull it the other way with the needle nose, but I always need a needle nose, so I pull them up as tight as I can. What that gives you is one structure of fans that are really, really hardly connected to another steel shelf structure. Nothing moves, you can see that. If you want to know how sturdy it is, no problems. It travels well. I never shut it off when we're traveling, ever. I do not have a thermostat on this. I could. I have one in the garage or in the dollhouse we call it. I could put it on it. It costs, I bought 2 of them from China, and they cost $9 delivered to my home. So they're very cheap. But I did not want to ever shut this off when we're camping, because I want the refrigerator operating at the best efficiency as possible. I had to take my jacket off because it's a really nice day here in central Ohio. 45-ish degrees, beautiful sun, just clear as it can be. I'm going to show you, and I know you can always say, woe is me. I can't do that, but that's not true at all. How to hook these up. Now, once you buy one of these, and these cost about $9 at Amazon, something like that. So you simply take, and it has a 3-pin and a 4-pin. Or it has a 4-pin, and then you can connect fans together, but I don't do that. I don't need to do that. That's why I bought this. And you take the end of the fan, and it will fit right in, and it only fits one way. So you've got 4 pins here, and you've got 4 holes here. If you slide it over, let me do it correctly. Okay, if you can see, it's sliding in, and now they're connected. If I connect electricity to this item, this fan will start spinning like crazy. And if I adjust this blue dial, the fan will slow down or it will speed up. Well, how in the heck, you might say, can I get electricity to this thing? Well, that's this part that you need. This part looks a little funny because I was using it with my diesel heater, getting inside the blowing at the end of my diesel heater. So I just used it. It was very temporary. I didn't tape anything. I just screwed it together and I used it. It worked great. Actually, on this fan, it even worked great. So what you do, you've got this item that has 6 pins, 6 holes, and this item that has 6 pins. So if you take this and you put it here, click it in, and it's got a little latch on it, so it's kind of hard to get off. So you push the little latch, you slide it on, and then if I go outside I'm outside of the Avion now, and I'm showing you the aluminum louvered door that covers the back of the refrigerator. I'm going to take it off, set it aside, and you can see the back of the refrigerator. You can see the cooling unit right there. You can see the container to hold water in case we have any leakage or any water that comes down, condensation from the inside of the refrigerator. Yeah, I'll put my finger on it. You can see that's the actual rubberized hose that's been there 40 years or so that drains the water. Tell you the truth, I've never seen any water in it. So our refrigerator doesn't condense much water. If you look carefully, I'll put my finger on it, this is where the wires come down from the inside that are hooked to the fans on the inside. They come down, and you see there's a bar in here that has, this is the 12 volt where my fan is, 12 volt that will run the refrigerator on 12 volt. It is empty. We don't use that. This is a ground, the middle one, and this one is hot. This was put on there when the refrigerator was installed by Avion years and years ago. What I've done, I have put a jumper on it. This is a hot jumper. It's about 8 inches long. Here's a other jumper. And a jumper means it's just a piece of wire that's been stripped on both ends, so it moves electricity from one point to the other. And I'm going to use my hand here to show you. Here is the hot wires that are coming in from the battery. They come down the back of the refrigerator. All this stuff would not have been here originally. They would have gone straight to these two items. So I changed it and I made it longer so I could push it out here so I could work on it without driving myself crazy. So I hooked up so that the batteries inside are hooked up to the main coming in from the batteries, or the fans inside are going and being hooked to the battery, so that makes them work. If I unscrew this connector, everything stops. Refrigerator stops, the fans stop, nothing will work. But obviously I don't want to do that. Thank you for joining me today. I hope what I've shown you will be beneficial for you if you so choose to do it. The only gambit here, or warning that I would say to you, is be careful that you have enough battery to power the fans. As I said to you, I never turn my fans off. They run 24 hours a day when we're camping. They don't take much electric, but they do take electric out of the system. If you have only one battery, or you have two batteries, and you are not charging them with, say, solar, or an inverter, or a converter, then they will start deleting your batteries. If you go many days without hooking up or without using a generator, then it's possible that you could have your batteries fail, go flat, because you've used too many amps. That's the only thing that I know of it would ever happen and would be bad, and you don't want that to happen to you. I believe that's the end of it. That's the best I can do. Be safe out there.